Alright, well that was a total fail. So, I don't know if you can tell, but it's raining pretty shitty. I'm dying to wash my car and I can't. So, if you just saw me what I was trying to do right now, I have this GoPro. It's called a Swan HD, it's just a knockoff version. And I use that to record, you know, all the footage for outside and stuff. But since it's raining, or with the mount that I have it with, in order to use it, I can't use my waterproof case with it. So since it's raining, you know, obviously I can't put it outside. So I thought I could put it inside somewhere to at least give a cool angle of, you know, me driving and what you're seeing outside and shit, but I can't do it. I need different mounts and swivels and all that jazz, so hopefully next time it's not raining. Woo! I love doing that. So for today's vlog, I want to talk about a couple police stories or cop stories. I wanted to talk about the very first time I've ever been pulled over and this latest time that I've been pulled over. Both times in my Nissan Xterra, which is my other car. I've never been pulled over in this car for speeding or anything of that. Never ever in this car, you know. I don't have any wood to knock on, but let's hope that stays consistent. So for the first story, my Nissan Xterra, it was when I was back in high school, I think sophomore year of high school. I was on my way to work, and I was running stupid late down one of the main roads to get to it. It's 45 miles an hour, which is, you know, typical everywhere. I think I was doing maybe 55, around there, just to get to work. And this one cop was sitting in this soccer complex in the entrance of it. And of course, I didn't see him. I never saw him, actually. So when he pulled me over, you know, I'm scared shitless. It's the first time I've ever been pulled over. So he pulls me over and he's like, so do you know why I pulled you over? And I was like, no, sorry, I don't. I'm just, you know, trying to get to work. And he's like, I caught you speeding doing, I think it was 55. Doing 55 and a 45. Want to tell you why you were speeding? And I just made up this whole bullshit story about how there was this, I told him, listen, there was this guy in front of me. He was swerving all over the place. I felt like it wasn't safe, so I sped up past him. This is my only car. My parents just recently got divorced. My mom's living in Chicago. I'm with my dad right now. This is our only car. I'm on my way to work. And I can't risk losing it. And he's like, oh, all right, well, let me see your, you know, all your license, registration and shit, and I'll be back. So I give it all to him. He runs everything. He comes back. And he's like, well, your record's clean. And I'm like, I hope so. And he's like, well, listen, I'm going to cut you a break since I didn't see the guy that was in front of you or behind you at that point. But I'm going to take your word for it. Just next time, you know, if you're running late to work, just drive the speed limit. And the next time you see a person that's driving reckless, just stay behind them, get further back behind them, don't try and pass them. You may think that's the safest way to go, but really you're just putting yourself more at risk for speeding and going past them in general. And I was like, thank you so much, officer, you know, have a good one, you know, all that, blah, blah, blah. So that was the first ticket I got out of. Now this latest one is pretty bad, I'll admit. It was this past semester, down at my college that I go to. It was after my friend was turning 21 at midnight, and we were all at my friend's house, you know, celebrating with them, just drinking a few beers and you know, taking a few shots and stuff before they all head out to the bars. Now, I wasn't 21 at the time, so I couldn't go to the bars with them. So it came around, I think it was 12 or 1 o'clock. They decided they were about to leave for the bars, and of course I can't go with them, so they're like, all right guys, well I'll just see you later. Now I wasn't drunk or anything. I wasn't drunk. I didn't have that many beers. I think I may have had, it sounds bad that I can't remember, but it was so long ago. I think I had 2 or 3 beers at most. So I was feeling fine. Maybe, well, I was definitely below the limit, I know that. So I leave. Since I was stupid tired, I had to get up early the next day. I'm hauling ass back to my apartment. And down the main road down there, it's only 35 miles an hour. But since I was hauling ass and I've never been pulled over, I've never seen a cop down that road at all, I was doing 47 when he pulled me over. He was camped out inside of this this parking lot. So I'm driving by, he lights me up. At first, I didn't think anything of it because there was a car behind me, and I thought he was getting him instead of me. So I just, I looked, I saw him, I'm like, it's the other guy, it wasn't me. Well, he gets behind me all the way to my apartment, lighting me up. And I'm like, shit, this does not look good at all. So I'm freaking out. Because if any of you guys know, if you're underage with any amount of alcohol in your system and you're driving, you are fucked. That's automatic. That's automatic DUI, whatever other shit they can slap on you for having alcohol in you. So I'm scared shitless. I'm like, fuck, I'm fucked. I'm so screwed. What am I gonna tell my dad? Blah, blah, blah. So I pulled to my apartment. He gets out of his car and he's like, you know how long I had you lit up for? And I'm like, no, officer, I don't. He's like, I had you lit up for a block before you pulled over. And I'm like, honestly, man, I thought you were pulling over the guy behind me. I didn't even think anything of it. I am so sorry. I didn't mean to drive all the way to my apartment. I live right here, and I didn't mean to. And he's like, okay, well, I pulled you over for doing 47 and a 35. Can I see your license, registration? Or license and insurance and all that. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So he runs all my shit, comes back to me, and then he said, hey, you been drinking tonight? And this is where I could have lied. I could have said no, or I could have just told the truth and, it was whatever. So I told him, I was like, yeah, I was at my friend's house celebrating his birthday. I think I told him I had 2 beers. I had 2 beers. We were just celebrating. And they were going to the bar, so I decided to come home. And he's like, all right, well, your eyes look kind of glazed, but I can't smell anything, so I can't cite you for anything. And he gives me all my information back, and he's like, just next time, if you see cops or a cop lights behind you, just pull over. And I'm like, yeah, sorry, I didn't know. I live right here. I just kept going. And he's like, all right, well, and then also he told me next time if I drink, just stay there, don't drive home. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. And he definitely he helped me out. I could have been fucked hard. Like he could have decided just to be a total dick that day and fucked me hard. I think one of the reasons, I think there's 2 reasons why I think he let me off with just a warning. Well, that's another thing. He didn't give me a ticket for speeding or anything. He just let me off for a warning. He just let me go. But I think there's 2 reasons why I think he let me off or 3 reasons. One reason was because I was honest. I didn't lie, I didn't bullshit to him. I told him straight up, I was like, yeah, I had a couple beers. I was truthful. Second reason was, at the time, I still had my Sig Up sticker on my rear window because I wasn't Sig Up at the semester before. I just forgot to take the sticker off. And someone told me that one of the cops there, his sister is like dating a Sig Up from like another school, and so he's really cool with Sig Ups and stuff, and he knows that we're all good guys. So I think that's another reason. And the third reason was because I drove all the way to my damn apartment. and I was just already home. I was already right here, and he said, you know what, you're already here. I'm not gonna do anything. So that's definitely, yeah, it was a scary moment. I didn't go out the rest of that weekend because I was so scared. Yeah, I may sound like a bitch, but you know, my life could have been a lot different if I would have got ticketed for that. So there's my two. What's a gay ass Scion, fag. Dual exhaust on a TC. What the fuck? Those are my two cop stories. If anything I'd have to say, be honest. Don't do stupid shit. If you're gonna do stupid shit, be smart about it. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, tell me why you didn't like it, and you know, tell me why. Tell me what I can improve on, what I can do differently, and don't forget to subscribe. So.